All right. So, welcome. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining me. And I'm going to introduce my guest for today, which is Fernanda.
Fernanda Mitchell, yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Please introduce yourself. Thank you for coming and joining.
Thank you. Well, my name is Fernanda Mitchell. I'm a forensic psychologist. I have my master's degree in forensic psychologist here in Las Vegas. And I came Las Vegas like about 12 years ago.
Hmm.
And I've been in mental health and something else.
No, I love it. I love the fact that you're in mental health. I know mental health is very big, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about it.
Yes.
But I'm sure you know as how it goes.
Yes.
But I know you were telling me about the other something else, and that's the fun part. You know, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about mental health or your
Yeah,
gift.
the other side of our brain.
Yes, the other
other side.
percentage.
Well, to be honest, I never imagined to be in this position
Hmm.
because as a psychologist, everything go by the book. Like everything is evidence based.
Hmm.
If I think in this way, is because I have this experience in my life, or if I see this, is because I don't know, I was watching a movie, or I have this lost memory from my childhood, or whatever. So
Hmm.
for me, everything has to have an explanation. However, I was in denial for a long time because since I was a child, I have this like sixth sense, if we can say in that way, or this gift,
Hmm.
or this something different where I can see and sense different things.
Okay.
Yes, I'm talking about dead people.
All right. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I love it.
You
I like to hear that stuff.
it's kind of scary, or I can feel, okay, something is going to happen, or
Hmm.
something is coming, or this person is hiding something, or this person is kind of negative energy, or something like
Hmm.
that. It's so easy for me. So when I was a child, I was in a Catholic school in Mexico,
Hmm.
and my parents are very typical Mexico, you know, culture
Hmm.
with religion and all this. So they knew something was going on with me because when I was in fourth grade, my classroom wasn't on the second floor. That was the only classroom there in the school. So every day I was crying, and every day I was like panicking and feeling something and start crying. So almost every day they have to call my parents. Hey, she's having a panic attack. Hey, Fernanda is feeling weird or something like that. So my parents have to run and pick me up.
Hmm.
And then they take me with a psychiatric, and this guy told my parents I need to be under medication. And thanks God, my parents say that will never happen. You need to teach me how to deal with my daughter. I won't give her any drugs.
Nice.
So that was very nice. They take me to a different school, kind of special needs school. We was only like 5 or 7 kids in the classroom.
Hmm.
And from the first day, everything was completely different. Everything is like, okay, I don't have that feeling no more. I feel like a regular child again. And my parents, they was like, oh, that's school now. She needs a different school. So years pass, and I'm going the high school, the school, everything. I went to university and I have my degree in psychology.
Hmm.
When I was over there in Mexico, I was uh, working. I can say it was my service, like working for free, and for as forensic and criminal psychologist over there, and
Okay.
I love it because I make kind of like a deal, is saying, okay, I wanna learn everything here, and I will help you with whatever you guys need,
Hmm.
you know. And I feel like a fish in the water, to be honest. The other guys, I was like 21, 24, 26 in these times. So everybody was trying to scare me, like, oh, you're going to see dead people, or, in the house, a person died. And I was like, yeah, what's the problem? I mean,
Yeah. You were already, dealing with all that already, so it's not like it
yes,
was.
it wasn't a big deal for me. And it was so easy for me to have the picture of everything was going on over there. and I feel like very comfortable, um, respecting everything, respecting the families, the body was there, because I take that very serious. You need to respect that. So I don't know how times go. I finished my school. I meet my husband in California, and then I married him, and we moved here in Las Vegas. And I started with mental health. I was working with kids. It's like, okay, probably it's not exactly what I want, but I'm working with kids. And then I was working with a psychiatric here in Las Vegas with IMD, a doctor. And these started getting stronger and stronger. Like
your senses.
my senses, yes. Like I was looking around and I feel somebody was calling me, and I look and yes, somebody was there, but nobody else can see this person. And I remember I was driving one time and I see in the mirror like it's this guy in the back, and I hear that he say, you need to stop there, my wife is there. So it's like, okay, I'm getting crazy, too much mental health. What's going on with me? So I make an appointment with my boss. And he's a psychiatrist, and it's like, I told him, you know what, I think I need medications because I'm getting crazy. This and this is happening to me, so I'm getting scared because it's very strong to me, and I thought like I was trying to avoid probably that's part of my life. And he told me, he's like, no, you're not crazy. And I was like, you're a doctor? I'm telling you that I see and I hear this, and you say I'm not crazy. And he's like, you've been working for me for a few years now, and I know you. And he told me, just prove yourself. Listen the voice, and probably you need to pass a message. You need to prove yourself that you're not crazy. And I was like, okay. So I went back to the same street, and I was driving, and once again, I saw the mirror, and this guy was sitting in the back of my car. And he said, my wife is working in the store. You need to stop. I said, okay. I'm going to sound crazy, but here we go. And I listened to him. I went to the store, and I was asking him, okay, who is your wife? Is that your wife? No. Is that your wife? Yes. Okay. Say, okay, whatever happened is gonna happen. And I just was trying to prove myself that what's going on with me. And I approached the lady, and I introduced myself, and I told her, you know what, I'm sorry, but this is happening to me. I have this person in the back of my car. He's next to me, and he say he's your husband. He passed away about 8 years ago. And he looked like this and this. He have this beautiful smile, and you have 2 children. I explained everything to her, and she was like, okay, you got my attention now. And I was like, okay, he got my attention now, because this is
like
real.
Personal information.
Yeah, it was so much personal information. So I told her, he said, like, your daughter, she's gonna get married soon. And she was like, yes. So she said, I told her, your husband said that he's very proud of what you've done as a mother, and you need to keep going on with your life. And he said, like, he wants you to give to your daughter those papers that you have in a box. It's a wood box. She just looked at me, and she just started crying, and she said, I totally forget about those papers. And nobody knows about that. It's like, there was a project that my husband and we had, and when he passed away, I put it in that box. And I totally forget about that. And she was like, how you know? I said, he's here. And she was like, oh my gosh, nobody knew nothing. That was our personal project. So for me, it was like, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
So I passed a message. There was a few more words that he said to her, and after that, she told me, it's like, I feel a big relief. I feel like this is what I needed. I feel like I could keep moving, keep going on now with my life. And something was missing, and thank you so much for letting me know this. And she gave me a big hug, and she told me, like, you have no idea what you did for me today.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking it's like, no, you don't have idea what you did for me today.
Yeah.
Because that was the first one day. Okay, so I went and run with my boss, and I told him, it's like, yeah, that was real. You know what? I think I'm not crazy, because I really passed the message and everything matched. And he was like, I told you. And he was like, okay, next one. And from now on, like, that's the story of my life. Like,
Nice.
you know, I have so many people that I've been talking with them like that. Sometimes I can see and know something about your personal life, but I like to respect the confidentiality of the person. Of probably you don't want to share that with me or nobody, so I give you your space and I give you your time. If you want me to know, even I know, you will tell me what's going on. I had a friend, and she's pregnant, and I knew it. I saw that beautiful angel next to her, and I knew it. And she was working with me, and she never want to say nothing to me, because she want to prove to me that she's able to keep working. But I can feel that, like, kind of like the stress that she was putting in the baby and herself. And finally I decided, it's like, hey, sweetie, I need to talk with you. And she's like, yes, what's going on? I say, I know that you're pregnant. And she just looked at me like, oh my gosh, yeah, I forget that you're a witch. And I told her, no, the reason why I'm telling you, I know that you're pregnant, like a month ago or something like that. It's just like, I know that you don't want to tell me, because you want to prove that you're able to keep working. And that's not fair for the baby. I want you to feel happy and content and enjoy your job. You're not going to lose your job. You're going to be here until we can stay here, and until you decide it's time to go home or whatever. And she's like, okay. You know, and so many stories like that, like almost every day. I can see that sometimes the intentions of the people, even, to be honest, so many people has been taking advantage of me in a different ways. But I don't know. That's a little bit of me.
No, that's a pretty cool story that you were telling me about the lady in the shop. I mean, not only did it help you come in contact with who you are, but you were able to help her out with what's going on in her life. Yes. That's really cool. And I remember you were telling me a few stories before too, and I was like, I was in shock, because it's you've helped so many people. At the same time, you're able to, you know, relieve some stress out of other people, or, you know, how they say, you know, you're carrying all your weight around your shoulders, and you get that sigh of relief.
Yes.
So
yeah, and it's so funny actually. The first time I met you, something told me, like, you need to tell him, because it's like, it's not like I told this to everybody. This is the first time that I'm saying this in public, to be honest. Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. There you guys have it. So it's a first.
This is my first time that I'm saying, talking about this in public. And something told me the first time I met you, is like, okay, take me a few seconds. And I have the sense, like, okay. I don't know if he believes in this. I don't know if he would think I'm crazy, but I think this voice is telling me to say, okay, here we go. And here we are.
No, and I appreciate you taking that step and telling me, because,
thank you.
You know, I believe in all that stuff. I believe in, you know, other people's energies. I believe in, you know, walking into a place and you feel bad energy, and you're like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And it's not that it hurts, or that you just feel the tension, or you feel, you know, uncomfortable in places, and it's so crazy how that can actually affect somebody. And like, so even places like when you go to like a friend's house, or even work, you know, you go to your job and there's somebody you just don't get along with. Being at work those 8 hours, it takes the toll out of you, and it just, that bad energy just drains you.
Yes.
And I've been in those situations, and it's horrible.
It is. And I think it's very, well, first and foremost, I don't want you to think I'm an expert on this.
No,
I
of course,
never
of
went
course,
to
yeah.
school to know about this. I never, it's just my experience, how I'm being passing this. Because so many people is like, oh, can you ask my grandma or my son or my daughter to come and talk to me? It's like, no. I don't ask nobody to come and this table or no.
So they just come to you and
Yes.
okay.
Yes. I don't even know how to do stuff like that. It's just like easy. You have some friend and say, hey, how are you? Can you say this? Just like that. A few times, it's been times too that I've seen things that are not human or never was human too. Like, I don't know what's been. And they was asking me today, actually, like, are you afraid of this? It's like, no, I'm not afraid, but I know where it's dangerous.
You know what line not to cross.
Exactly. I know it's like, okay, I not gonna play with this. I not wanna try to face you or, or fight with you. It's just like, this is my boundaries. I don't know how to do none of that. So I step back and use
Let somebody else take over.
exactly. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Use asking everything, whatever is that, you need to go to the light, and protect myself. Like, you need to go to the light.
That's good. No, and in a way that's funny because my mom always tells me that all the time. Because like I myself, I'm not. There's times that I'm like I'm not afraid of it, but I know there's something else, and I can feel energies and I can feel people's like bad auras in a way. And mom's like, well, why are you like that? And I'm like, Mom, it's not that I'm like that. I just don't like this person. Why? I don't know. Like, there's just something I don't like about him.
Yeah.
And we all have that. We've all experienced that where we're like, I don't like him. Well, why don't you like him?
Oh, yes.
I don't know, man. It's just something about him. I don't like him.
Yes.
So,
It's something told you, it's like, no, I need to be away from this person. This is going to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to hear yourself.
Like with us, what do they say? Trust your gut. But with
Exactly.
you, you're like, I know what's going on.
Yeah, something like that. Yes. Is sometimes people say like, oh, that's beautiful. That's a very cool gift. It's like, not really.
Like it's a double-edged sword.
Exactly.
It's a gift or not a curse, but a bad thing.
Yes. I think it's so much responsibility, because sometimes my heart say, you need to help the person. I can relieve some, I don't know, like you say, take the baggage from that people and, something like that. But my brain sometimes say, that person is not ready for this. So, like I say, it's like the psychologist fighting with the other person that has this, and this is not my business, stay away from this. But these boys say, no, you need to go through, so sometimes it's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to learn to follow my heart sometimes and know when I need to use my head, because it's like a little conflict sometimes over there.
I bet. Now, especially being a psychologist, you're like,
yes,
is it real? Like, I know how the brain works. Like, what's going on?
Yes. I questioned myself for so many years. Like I told you, they take me to a special school, and after that, it's like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And let me tell you this. I always question, it's like, what was that? When I was in that school in 4th grade, in that classroom, always like something was going on, because the very next day that I was switching a different school,
You were fine.
I was perfectly fine. And I was telling you, I was like 8 years old. So as a grown-up, a couple years ago, I went back to that school.
Oh, wow.
I went back and I said, I want to know what's going on. And I have the same feeling.
Really?
Yes, I have the same feeling. I wasn't able to go inside the school and the classroom because the building is not a school no more. It's no longer a school. So it was locked. But I get close to the walls. It's like, oh my gosh, something happened.
Like, you can feel the negativity in the
Exactly. So as a child, I didn't know all this. I just was having those emotions, those feelings. And I didn't know how to express. I didn't know what was coming on. And of course, being in that classroom for 6-7 hours, it was horrible.
Yeah. It was
You know.
it was draining you basically. It was taking
Yes.
out your energy.
Yes, but after I'm being learning, it's like something happened over there that
Hmm.
okay, now I understand what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very weird experience.
I bet. Now, and especially as a kid, like you didn't know what was really quote unquote attacking you.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a sense of hurting you or anything, but attaching to you or trying to show you something. So, now was that like your first experiences, or your first experience was with the lady at the shop?
I think my first experience I was when I was like 13.
Uh huh.
I went to these seminars like Catholic seminars.
Yeah.
I went with my mom, and my grandma passed away like a year before,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And I saw my grandma so clear and so beautiful, and I was listening to her, and I was passing these words to my mom. But in that moment, I thought it's like, oh, it's because we're praying and we are in this, in this mood or in this
Mm-hmm.
seminar or whatever was that. So probably is what I want to hear, or what
Mm-hmm.
I want my mom hear these words so I can make her feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That was my excuse in that moment.
Okay, so you were kind of putting up a barrier, so to
Yes.
speak, of not to in a way not to accept it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and from there, I remember in middle school, I was a weird kid. I'm sure many people feeling that way. I was like, yeah, she's odd, she's weird.
We're all the weird kids.
Yes. So I was like, because somebody came to me and I was like, I don't like you,
Mhm.
stay away, or or I always enjoy to be by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Many people is like, how you like to be by yourself? I don't know.
It's peaceful.
It's peaceful, exactly.
I know what you mean.
It's no drama
Uh-huh.
around. It's no like. For me, it was like I turn off the switch. Like I'm going in a where is so many people, a crowd area, and I hear everybody talking, and I feels everybody's energy, and I feels all these emotions, and it was for me like, no, 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 no,
Not
please,
for you.
no, for me. So always I was like, in the break during the day between classes, trying to be a little alone or next to a tree, stuff like that, and I always was the weird
Hey,
kid.
but you felt other people's energy, so you didn't want to be involved
Yes.
in the drama.
Exactly,
So that's
exactly.
good,
It's like
yeah.
drama free.
Mm-hmm.
I always been in that way, like
Mm-hmm.
no drama free. Sometimes my husband, we've been married for 12 years, and sometimes my husband's like, I think we need to fight. I think we need. It's like no, we never argue, we never fight. It's
I
like
know.
I love this. So and he totally understand me. He totally
Mhm.
support me. He totally know what's going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I told him, wait a minute, something's going on. And he's just like, okay, you know what's going on. You know what you're doing. You need your time.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And I know, and I'm sure as a psychiatrist, being able to feel people's energies and do stuff like that, I'm sure helps out a lot. Because you mainly work with kids, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's big, especially with kids. I feel like the kids' energy is a lot more
Yes.
open.
Yes. Well, my son, he was diagnosed with autism.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew something was going on. I have 4 kids. And I think for 4 of my kids, 3 of them have this gift too.
Mm-hmm.
But for my son, when he's around so many people, he starts like bouncing, or he feels, I think so, how I used to feel back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally understand him, and I've been teaching him how to calm down. And we just been doing this only with meditation, sorry.
Nice.
Only meditation. I put him some music, and he used to start to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we do that with some of the kids that we work
Mm-hmm.
in our center. So sometimes the kids, they came like with so much anxiety and so many tics, and people think like, oh yeah, he has autism, or he have this and that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, what if not? What if they feel in so many things that they can explain? What if they can see something that you can't? So sometimes just give them the opportunity to, I understand what you're going through, and what if we decide to calm down, to change the vibration around you and feel more comfortable, and you're gonna learn how to calm down. And that's what I've been doing with my son.
Nice.
And that's amazing. Like you will see him and he'll just look like a typical child.
Yes. And I've met your kids. Is he the one with the long hair?
Yes.
Oh man, that kid's funny. He was just running around everywhere. I honestly I wouldn't be able to tell you that he was autistic. He was all over the place. He was not afraid to talk to me. Like it was the first time he's met me. Like he was cool talking to me. He was giving me his rock or the sand that he had.
But he had the same thing. Like sometimes it's people that he don't want to be around.
Oh wow.
And he's like, no, I don't like you. And I have people that he actually say, Mommy, I don't want that person inside my house, and please ask that person to leave my house.
Oh wow.
So it's very, very strong. And how I have some a few stories about him too, and my other kids. It's like, probably he feels something else too, and I don't want to take that away from them. Like the other day I was with my 4 years old, the little one. I was at Walmart. I was ready to pay, and there was this guy next to him. He was like 16 years old, and my son say, Mommy, his name is Martin. It's like, oh, okay. Yes, Mommy, his name is Martin. It's like, okay. And this kid came like, and he was with his mom, and he say, Mom, that child know my name. And he say, how you know my name? And my son say, that ghost told me your name. And he was like, okay, we gotta go. And I used to like, I thought I have a normal one, but no, and I say, Lorenzo, I mean, who is, and I say, Mommy, that ghost over there, he told me that kid's name is Martin. And I just say, hi, Martin. It's like, okay. But I never told my kids, like, that doesn't exist. Don't say that. That's bad. Or you're going to hell. So many things that
especially
I hear.
Coming from, like you were saying, with your parents being from Mexico. And I know what you mean. Our culture is, like, strong beliefs in, like, voodoo and... all this other stuff that is like, no, that's bad. Yes. Like that's no. You don't play with that. Or like with like La Santa Muerte. Like no, you don't touch that. You don't do anything with it. And it's so crazy. Like, cause even me, like being, cause I'm the first generation here in the United States. My sister and I were the first generation, and our parents and my uncles and my aunts, they're so like still stuck with that.
Yes.
I don't know what to call it. Like beliefs. They're so strong with like, you don't play with that. You don't play with death. You don't play with this. You don't play with that. And it's so crazy to think that, for somebody like me and you, that we're just like,
okay, so what's going on with me?
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're more accepting of it. We're more open about it.
Yeah. So I think for me, and let me be clear, I don't blame my parents, because they helped me in big time when they say, no, we're not going to give my daughter medications. And because we know what we have, and they decide to help me. Okay, you don't feel comfortable in this school, let's try something else, but I want my kids be themselves and be happy with who they are, and if they have a gift or if they not. And the more important, I want they learn to protect themselves. I always told them, okay, you see a ghost, if you see something or you feel something, nobody will ask you to do nothing. You are in control of yourself. You can allow these, you see somebody or something asking you to do something. No. You always need to ground here. And pray for you to be on the light all the time, and you need to protect yourself always. So it's so funny, because sometimes I'm clean my house, and then my kids is like, yes, Mommy, but we need to clean a little more. And they go and they have the sage and they have the singing bowl and they starting playing the singing bowl and doing sage and having some special music, and they start meditating. And it's so funny to see 4 of them because they are 4, 5, 6, and 9 years old. So they get in a circle and they just meditating, and they can be there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And for 20 minutes to an autistic kid, 5 years old, is a long time.
Not only that, but for a 5-year-old, you know what I mean? For a 5-year-old to stay put, like it's a lot.
It's a lot. So, and then it's like, yeah, the house feel better now. Like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to put limits on my kids.
That's good. No, that's good. And the fact that you let your kids do their own thing, and like with your daughter, I met your daughter, like she's super cool, like she loves who she is and just keeps on going, and you know, they don't feel like restricted, they don't feel like there's anything stopping them. That's really cool.
Yeah, with my daughter, that's so many stories too. Like we can be here for hours. Yeah, with my daughter, when you saw her, she has alopecia. She's completely bald. She doesn't have hair. And I remember when she was doing her first communion, I asked her, it's like, do you want me to have a wig for you so you can have a wig? And she's like, Mom, if I'm going to present to God, why do I need to be fake? This is who I am, and I think I'm cool, and I like myself. So this is me.
That's awesome. No, your daughter's amazing. Yeah.
Perfect. Good for me and good for her. I mean, she loves the way that she looks, and I feel so proud of that. She actually say, like, I want to help more kids. I want to do videos and help more kids. They always want to help.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
So, you know, it's like, I feel like sometimes as a parents, we take away the authenticity of the kids or who they are because we want they fit in this society. And okay, we're thinking, what about the future? What if they jobs? What about what they want? That's what we want. You know, so at this moment, I'm trying not to put so many boundaries with them about what they feel, what they see, what they sense is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people told me, like, oh, this come in your genes already. This passing generation to generations.
So now, with that being saying, you know, because you know, you were telling me that it was done to your kids. Did your mom or your dad have any sense that you know of, or have they told you?
My aunties.
Your aunts?
Yes, my aunts. Yes, my mom. She's very, very Catholic. She can be praying the rosary all day, which is good. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad. She feel peace in that way.
That's good.
But my aunts. Few her sister, few my cousins, and my niece. That you met my niece too.
Yes, yeah, I met your niece.
You know, big time, and some of my cousins too. My brothers too. But each one we have like a different way to do.
Oh, really?
Like each one of us, we have completely different things. You know, like my niece, she can heal. She can help only with her hands. And she can get close to somebody and she starts like having like visions and sense like, okay, this happened to you when you was a child and this and this. And sometimes she starts getting so emotional because you feel the emotions of the other person. Like with me, sometimes I feel the emotions of the spirit, if I can say in that way. So I can say your uncle or your friend is here and he feels sorry and he feels this and this way, you know. But with her, she feels so many emotions, and it's like she can take away sometimes that pain or that guilty, because that's one of the worst emotions. Guilt, yes. So she's been working too.
Yeah. And I remember last time we were at the center in over in Eastern, where you guys help the kids out. I was talking when your niece was there and we were talking, and it's crazy. Like she's like, "Yep, that happened." And don't forget to add this, this, and this. I was like, okay. Like at first I was like, man, like how do I take this? And then she's like, yeah, no, and this happened. I was like, oh, okay. So like it's crazy, and like it's crazy how she can feel it too. Like how she's just there and she's with you basically all the time.
Yes.
We're doing, the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When we was talking about the big confrontation
yes,
they have.
yes. We don't want to talk about it, but yes, the situation at one of your events, yeah.
Yes. So sometimes I feel like she's like my compliment. Because and that one was very, very, very intense. So she was there kind of like
to hold you down.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Well, thank you very much. We have reached our 30 minutes, and I don't want to take this too long. We can probably bring you back another day.
Absolutely.
Anytime you want to come and join us, it's Talk 30. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that follow button, subscribe, and hope you can listen to us on I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Google, and you name it. You can just Google it as Talk 30 to me all together. Thank you guys for listening. Have yourself a good day.
Thank you.